I'm here with Gerrick Wilkins of Omega Advisors, CEO, first time exhibiting at the show, but a long-time automotive person. Thank you for joining me today.
It's so great to be here with you. It's an amazing show this year, and we are happy to be here.
Okay, tell me a little bit about the background. You've been in the industry for a long time, and you've bought and sold, or you've facilitated a lot of transactions, but this is your first time as an exhibitor on the floor. Give me the background.
That's right. So I was a dealer for almost 20 years, so I've been here many, many times on that side, been a vendor for several years, been in the buy-sell space for over 6 years now, been a part of several major transactions across the U.S., and we just recently went out on our own with Omega Advisors just a couple of years ago, and this year is our first year on the floor itself, and it's so great to be here. It's just the energy level like you wouldn't believe, and we love being able to connect with dealers.
So, different perspective, walking on as an exhibitor. Tell me about that, because when you were a dealer for all those years, right? It's all other side, right? Everyone's chasing you down. So what's your experience as an exhibitor?
Well, it has been unique because you're taking that approach where you're now trying to reach the dealers, and as an exhibitor, you've got people ignoring you from that standpoint. So it's a little bit of a shift, but it's been great because we have a lot of great clients we've been able to interact with, meet new dealers, and we're just very excited about what this year is going to have for everyone.
Okay, let's talk about the buy-sell market, because it's been quite a roller coaster over the last 5 or 6 years. Where do we stand now? What is the parity? What are buyers and sellers thinking as they approach?
It's actually almost like a perfect storm because earnings really stabilized last year. Obviously, things have come down from the COVID peaks, but we're still seeing where buyers have a large amount of capital to deploy. Sellers realize that earnings are at a place where, hey, if I'm going to consider getting out, now is definitely the time to do it. So we're actually seeing a lot of transactions come into play. We've got deals closing in 3 states over the next couple of months right now.
Okay, so we have this good storm of capital available and strong valuations. And do you see the velocity of transactions staying steady, picking up, or is it hard to tell right now through the year?
No, I definitely think we're going to see some acceleration. Fourth quarter is where we really started seeing movement. The first half of 2025 was a little bit lighter, and then we started to see significant movement as earnings stabilized because people feel a lot more comfortable about what's happening, both economically and with the dealer space. Obviously, we've seen revenues go up and gross go down, but earnings are still fairly stable, especially for key brands. There's some brands that people love to have. I mean, it's hard to overpay.
Let's talk about that. What's transacting at the highest dollar amounts?
Well, there's no question Lexus is still at the peak. Toyota is very close, and then we're still seeing Subaru and Honda are very highly desirable and bringing top dollar.
Is there a category of dealer who is selling right now that you can kind of like? A lot of these types of dealers tend to be looking at selling at this point.
There's a couple of different groups. There's those that are naturally looking at succession planning, that their kids are not interested in the business, and they're looking at just getting out. So we're seeing some of those that may have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stores, and they're like, okay, now let's go ahead and exit. Now we're also seeing, though, that some of our medium and larger groups are also doing portfolio realignment, and they're doing some strategic divestitures. They're finding out, okay, this market doesn't quite fit with us, so let's get rid of this store. And then those are ones that are great too because they're not only selling but they're buying. So we're seeing that dichotomy there too.
Oh, I understand. So what is if there's a dealer who is thinking about this market, and you just highlighted a great time to sell, are you specifically buy side, sell side, or both?
So we'll work buy side engagements or sell side. We just won't work both sides. We want everyone to know where our fiduciary is on a transaction. Yep. Most of the transactions we've done have been on a buy side engagement or off market deals, and we're able to get things done before anyone even knows they can happen. And especially if you've got a high value dealership, we know the market's going to set the price on that, and everyone's going to want those, so we're happy to work that. We also work sell-side engagements for those that need a little bit extra help. They want to make sure they're not missing out on structure and other tax advantages, so we're able to consult with them and provide guidance. So,
is it from a tax standpoint, is it a favorable time to sell right now?
It is, because we've got really good rates that are in play right now. Capital gains rates are very affordable, so it makes sense from a tax standpoint, and we're seeing a lot of people make those decisions to move because of that.
Tell me about the differentiators? Because there are definitely a lot of options out there, and everyone's got their angle on like why you should work together. What is yours? Because you're kind of a new player to the space, and I know you have some specific things that you really want to focus on. So what are they?
Well, the unique thing with us is there's a lot of great firms out there, and there'll be times we'll work with some of these other firms as well, because we do think cooperation is good. But the advantage that we have is our firm is made up primarily of former dealers who have been through the process. They've been in the trenches. I was a dealer for almost 20 years myself, and before I got into the buy-sell world, I was part of transactions, both buying and selling. So I've seen that side of the business. We've also got a great team for depth with us. We've got attorneys on staff. We've got valuation analysts on staff, so we can handle the full spectrum, but we also can relate to dealers better than a lot of people can because we are former dealers.
You seem to focus a lot on philanthropy, and that seems to be close to your heart. And I'm a big believer in, moving towards, like, people do business with people that have aligned values and are like-minded, like-hearted. So where does the philanthropic, what are you doing and why are you doing it?
Well, I think it's important for us to realize that there's a lot more to a transaction and to business and to life than just the money side of things. And we found that we're able to partner with our dealers on projects. We like to do a couple things, especially in education initiatives, where we'll work on stuff in our home office, which is out of Birmingham, Alabama, and then we like to do philanthropy projects in markets where we're doing transactions. And we ask our dealers, hey, tell us what you're working on and how can we partner with you on that. And we've been really passionate about getting more technician training going on. We've been a part of that.
Big problem to solve.
It is. And it's great because we have these high school students that if we start at that level, we're able to tell them, hey, this is a great career. You don't need to go into debt with college when you can make a great living in the automotive sector.
Yes, I mean, I can't beat that drum enough, especially in this day and age with AI. You want a job that is going to keep you safe from that? Well, you need to be physically fixing something, moving molecules around, I always say. Last question. If a dealer is preparing to either buy or sell, what are the things they should be doing now to prepare?
Well, that's a great question, and I appreciate you asking that because a lot of people don't prepare enough when they're going into a transaction like this. Big part of it is making sure that your books are clean. It amazes me how often we have to go through the financial statements to really uncover what the true earnings are, and it's important for you to work with your accounting team to make sure that you have clean financials, because that's the first thing that people are going to be looking at.
What is the typical, you say financial statements, broadly speaking, is there a specific area of the statements that always tend to be the ones that surface like, we need to straighten this part out?
Yeah, when you see large prepaid expenses, or you see parts inventory with a large amount of obsolescence, or we have aging inventory. Obviously, we're in 2026 right now. If you've got a lot of 2025 models on your books, those are things that you really need to start addressing now to be able to make a transaction go smoother.
How long does it typically take to get things in order? To say, okay, things are looking clean? Is that like take a few months? Can you do it in 30 days?
It's going to depend on the store and the size. I mean, you can get something done usually within 90 days to 6 months. It is a process, and in some cases, if it's a large entity, it could take upwards of a year to get it exactly where it needs to be.
I got it. Well, thank you so much for being here at the show as an exhibitor. I love the story of dealer, congressman, and now a servant to dealers who you've been in the shoes, and I think that makes all the difference.
You've got to do what you got to do to make it happen. I appreciate you guys coming out today.
It was great being with you.
Thanks.